I'll be talking on the thumb UCL reconstructions. So the thumb MCP joint is almost like the shoulder. It doesn't have much bony stability. It depends on the complex arrangement of capsular, ligamentous, and in musculotendinous structures for its stability. So in this talk, we are talking about the collateral ligaments, which are like the true collateral and the accessory. As you know, it is a true which is attached bone to bone. So if you take the anatomy journals, you can see that the UCL origin is almost 4.2 millimeters from the dorsal edge and 5.3 millimeters from the joint. And it inserts, so it goes dorsal to volar. So it inserts 2.8 millimeter from the volar lip, dorsal to the volar lip, and 3.4 mm from the joint. So to easily remember the positions, you can think of metacarpal origin approximately a third of the distance volar from the dorsal cortex. And in the proximal phalanx, it is 25% dorsal to the volar cortex. So this point is important because this is when we tighten the collateral reconstruction. That is, the proper collateral ligaments are tight in flexion. So when we reconstruct the ligament, we need to tighten the UCL, the reconstructed ligament in MCP inflection. So when do we reconstruct? We usually go for a reconstruction when the injury is more than 6 weeks, but the time frame is not absolute because it is a character of the ligament that should be the main guide for decision making. Sometimes we may end up lucky and can get a repair, but both the patient and the surgeon has to be ready for the reconstruction. So we may have two options at like 6 weeks and all. We can augment or it can be reconstruction. Augment, when we don't reconstruct, is absolute contraindication is degenerative changes. Clinically, when there is a crepitus, that means there is an OA. So volar subluxation and supination are relative contraindication. We should tell the patient that the reconstruction alone will not correct the full problems. So this is augmentation when we see that the ligament is okay, but we are not happy with it. So in those cases, we take the adductor policies and advance it to augment it. So coming to the reconstruction, we can have both biological and non-biological. In biological, we do the free tendon graft, and the donors can be palmaris longus, FCR slip, and ECRL. So this is a lazy S-shaped incision, which is centered over the MCP joint. And we look for the tendon reference, which in this case is hardly any. So we can take the palmaris longus or the ECRL or FCR. So this is a good thing actually to do. Like if we can put the whiplash sutures, just like people do for the ACL. So most of the time when you pass the tendon through the tunnel, what happens is it gets frayed. So when you do a whiplash stitches, it actually remains very nice within the tunnel. And so before doing that, you can measure how much is your graft going to be. I mean, the part which is going to act as a UCL, that area you can actually exclude from the whiplash sutures. You can also augment it with the fiber tape. So that is another option. We can just do the running sutures, rolling running sutures over the tendon and make it stronger. So this is what is given in the greens, that is Smith technique. So that was described before the advent of biotenodesis screws and mini push lock, which we don't need to use, and it's technically very difficult also, and we can end up fracturing the proximal phalanx also. So first thing is to make the bony tunnel. So it is actually a good thing to use a drill guide, which usually comes with a scaffold set. That is a small one, and you can use a 1 mm or 1.2 mm cavers. So this will give a good hold. Otherwise, our caver is very flimsy. It can actually go here and there, and you can lose the track. So you can use your guide wire, position it, and then pass the caver. So you can use it for both proximal phalanx and the metacarpal. So once you achieve a good position, you can drill it. The one which you come with the scaffold set is a small drill bit, that is a 1.5. Then you can over drill it. You can use a 2.5 mm. So that gives a bigger hole and a bigger tunnel. Now, first, when you're using the tenodesis screw, first do the metacarpal. then to put the tenodesis screw. Then from the other side, as you can see, I am holding the other end of the suture whiplash. Then I am tightening it. So what to remember is that the graft has to be tensioned at 45 degrees of flexion, because that is the point at which the UCL is most tight, and that is the point you should tension it. So we can also use the mini push lock. This is cheaper, but the kind of tension you get with a tenodesis screw is excellent. And in this case, like it was a child, so I didn't want to use a tenodesis screw because it will be big. So you can actually giving a pull-out sutures also. So there are articles which have come up recent that with the non-biological, that they use only the suture tape, but we don't have any long-term results. So like if you, like even if we don't do an ACL, people don't use an ACL just with a synthetic tape. So in the thumb also, in the long term, we are not sure how it will turn out. So in the postoperative care, we give a thumb spica cast for 4 weeks. Thereafter, the hand therapy is begun, and the thumb is protected for an additional 5 weeks in a splint. Thank you.